Hello, my atheist and theist friends. It's life story time. So, in my head, I'm convinced that Britney's fucking some teenager and went out partying, and that the child was left alone in a house, sitting in shit, hungry. So I asked Britney what his favorite stuffed animal is, and what his favorite pacifier is, all that. She didn't understand what I was doing. So I take Eli, come back here, and I call my dad and tell him my assumptions that Brittany left the child alone, or left the child in somebody else's care and they left him alone, which is not true, probably. I don't know. Brittany says it's not true, so we'll just say it's not true. And he tells me to come down there, so I do. Come down there. I take Eli from her, and I move to Florida. And I file custody paperwork and all that shit. 6 months goes by, and there's a court hearing. So Brittany shows up with some new random dude, looking all pretty in this really nice dress. And the court doesn't give a shit what I have to say. She just doesn't. The court just doesn't give a shit what I have to say. They tell me that it's her turn, whatever the fuck her turn means, and gives the kid right back to her. Just fine. I was being harsh and rash and young and stupid. So she takes the kid and she moves up to North Carolina. She goes back to North Carolina. So I transferred back to the Best Buy in Florida. So I transfer to the Best Buy up here in North Carolina, this time that way. Instead of that way. That way. A town called Greensboro, which is an hour away. Doesn't matter which way I went. Best Buy is about an hour each way. So within 36 hours, I'm right here in a previous incantation of this room, and I start sneaking. Well, Brittany starts sneaking out of her boyfriend's house to see me, and I was just about a year old, almost now, and we start entertaining the idea of getting back together. And she even turns to Eli and asks Eli, "Do you want mommy and daddy to be back together?" And he can't talk yet, but he was nodding his head and stuff. He knew what the hell we were saying. So Brittany leaves her boyfriend, and she's not welcome in this house. So I have to come up with something quickly. End up looking on Craigslist and finding this crazy rich dude. I mean, he was insane, and he was crazy rich. He let us move into his mansion temporarily, rent-free. He lived in this tiny little circular-shaped house with like windows all the way around it. It was a really pretty little tiny house, but he didn't live in the mansion. So that was fun. For like a week, felt like a fucking millionaire, having the whole fucking mansion to myself. And then I guess he was waiting for someone to move out of this other place, so we moved there. It's a fucking pretty ass house, man. some place called Bowie's Creek. It's spelled like Baloo's Creek, but it's pronounced Bowie's because redneck speech, I guess. I don't fucking know. Or maybe it's foreign, and that's actually the way to pronounce Bowie's. But, so we stay out there. Eli has his first birthday party, his first Christmas there. Problem is Brittany didn't love me anymore. Like, she loved the teenager version of me, but she didn't love me no more. She was unhappy. And, she complained a lot. And, she was just looking for shit to be unhappy about. When somebody's unhappy and they can't find obvious things to be unhappy about, they start looking for shit. And the saying I always say is, if you look for anything hard enough, as long as it exists, you'll find it. You look for something hard enough, you'll find it. So I end up stopped giving a shit. I stopped caring if she was happy, because that's just how I do. If I notice somebody's always unhappy, or is going to always be miserable, or is always going to be angry, then I don't give a fuck. Why the fuck should I care? If you're always going to be miserable, I'm not going to try to fucking make you happy. It's when I'm starting to, like, things are starting to click. I'm starting to stand up for myself. The Jehovah Witness shit is shedding away. And, I start being a fucking man. And men don't take shit for no fucking reason. So I start being really mean to her. Like, not intentionally, just not giving a fuck kind of thing. And she's unhappy. So she calls her sister, her twin, and goes to visit. So she packs up her shit. She's pregnant, by the way. We got pregnant again. Dylan's all up inside her belly. I don't know. I know it's not correct terminology, but that's how I always put it with the kids, is in the belly. Dylan's in her belly. So she leaves pregnant to go visit her family. So that's where I'll leave you. As always, don't think like me. Just think.